start with number 1. You all chose a number when you arrived tonight in your order of seating. So if you just will work down the line for your opening address, again, it's 2 minutes.
I'd like to thank the Chamber and everyone out here tonight for coming out. My name is Teresa Fritz. I'm a journalist with 25 years experience in the industry, and I've been a Carleton Place resident since 1991. I moved here to take a job with the Carleton Place Canadian, and I stayed because I love the community, I love the town, I love being involved in this wonderful place that we all live in. The decision to run for council was not something that I made lightly. It's the culmination of years and years of work experience and volunteer experience. My love and knowledge of politics in this community goes back to the 11 years that I spent covering Carleton Place Council. I know the issues, I know town staff. I've attended probably more council and committee meetings than anybody who's currently sitting on council. I'm very familiar with process and how things work. I've seen municipal government work well, and I've seen it work not so well. So that's played a big role in why I've decided to run for a seat on council. I believe my background and set of skills as a journalist allows me to bring a fresh voice to council. Being a journalist and having sat on the other side of the table, covering many of the issues that have shaped the community we all know today, really provides me with a skill set that I think few people have. I know why certain decisions were made. I know why certain things are the way they are now. And I think that's a wonderful perspective to have. I know how to ask questions. I know how to research. I know how to listen. I know how to communicate and make informed decisions. My record of public service speaks for itself. I've always been a volunteer in this community. I sat on the Integral House Board of Directors, the Carleton Place and District Youth Center Board, where I was 2 terms as president. And I was also a member of the United Way, and I'm currently in my 7th year on the Carleton Place and District Memorial Hospital Foundation Board, where I'm currently the president. So obviously what happens to our hospital is very near and dear to my heart. One of the things I'm hearing during my campaign is people want someone who listens to their concerns and work on their behalf. I'm that person. I want to vote for you. I want to work for you. Vote Teresa Fritz, October 27th. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Doug Snedden. I was born and raised in Carleton Place. I have 2 children, Sarah and Mark, and a family history of community engagement and business investment in town that dates back over a century. For those of you in this room tonight who do not know me,
Doug, please speak into the mic.
thank you. I am the person who has been cleaning up the Mississippi River in our area for the past 10 years. I'm also the person who was asked by several members of the current council to look into why the hospital redevelopment project has stalled. My professional background is straightforward. I have 25 years of successful business experience in solving complex business problems for the private sector, for the federal government, for the provincial government, and several municipal governments. For the past 4 years, I have regularly consulted with members of the current council and am fully briefed and up to speed on all the major issues and concerns regarding our community. Thank you.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting in person yet, my name is Laurie Miller, and I'm running for the position of Carleton Place Town Councillor. I've spoken to many of you over the last 10 months of my campaign. You shared with me your visions and your hopes of what Carleton Place could be and should be. You've also shared with me 3 key factors of success for Carleton Place going forward in the future. They are an expanded role of the BIA, which will cover the entire town. You also the development, or you also want to save the hospital from being closed. You also want to have a better gateway to the Mississippi. First of all, let me just elaborate on why I believe that we should have an expanded role for the BIA. We need to leverage our industrial, our commercial, our residential home-based business, our natural and our historic resources to full effect. In so doing, and in so partnering with organizations such as the Chamber of Commerce, we will succeed where we have failed before. Secondly, new families will not come to Carleton Place, nor will new business, unless we have a vibrant and modern hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2010, the discussion was all about hospital redevelopment. Tonight, the discussion is about saving the hospital from potential closure. There is a precedent for this that we all must be aware of. In Niagara, the provincial government announced the closure of 5 hospitals, leaving just 2 clinics and 1 roadmap to the super hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, as your councillor, I will not permit this to happen in Carleton Place. Finally, a gateway to the Mississippi. Our gateway is crumbling. We need a new small craft harbor at the end of Lake Avenue to encourage tourism and traffic to our downtown core. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gary Strite. Democracy is alive and well in Carleton Place. Voters have 14 choices for 5 council seats. Voters have a unique opportunity to elect a new council which balances new blood with experience. I can be your voice of experience. With years of experience in small business, I know how to stretch your dollar and get bang for your buck. With my experience in a wide range of volunteer organizations, I understand what it takes to build a community, not just a town. With my years of experience on council, I understand how municipal government should work and strive and serve its taxpayers. My historical perspective will be a valuable asset to the new council. I have returned I am retired from business, so I have no conflicts of interest and will be a full-time councillor. My door is always open, and I will continue to take time to listen and carefully to your concerns. I will continue to hear advocate with members of council and with town staff to ensure that your concerns are given a fair hearing. For example, in the past term, some citizens came to me expressing concerns that the lack of turning lanes into the new MBC-A building and Roy Brown Park caused a serious safety issue. I raised their concerns. And in spite of pushback, I pushed ahead by working cooperatively with a number of people. I negotiated a common sense solution, a cost-sharing arrangement among 3 partners. This is my approach, and this is my commitment to you. I will listen, I will work cooperatively with others, and I will find cost-effective common sense solutions.
Good evening, I'm Catherine Carrier, and your voice, your issues, your opinions and concerns, they matter to me. For the past 6 weeks, I've been connecting with as many people as possible in our community. My campaign model was designed with the goals of serving others, connecting community members to each other, and back to town hall, and hearing what you enjoy about your life in Carleton Place. I've been very blessed. I've had 34 people volunteering on my campaign team, including 18 high school students. I've met with residents, community leaders, developers, the BIA, the chamber, business owners, basically anyone who wanted to talk to me. 7 months ago, I started attending town council meetings at Town Hall. After my first, wait a minute, I was hooked. We need detailed minutes to refresh memories and to demonstrate transparency. We need recorded votes to ascribe accountability. We need residents informed of decisions before they are made on their behalf. We need webcasts of council and committee meetings to keep our residents involved in their town council. Currently, our town hall and the information it provides is kept at arm's length, and unless you attend those meetings on Tuesdays, you will not get more than a flavor of information at arm's length. We need to blow the doors open of Town Hall so that we no longer hear statements like, it was an unrecorded vote and I don't remember how I voted on important issues. Let me be your bridge, connect you to your community and back to your Town Hall. Thank you.
My name is Carolyn Gerbach, and I guess I'm the new kid on the block. I've been in Carleton Place for 3.5 years now, and I run a law practice on Bridge Street, which I am very grateful for the town, to the town of Carleton Place. It has offered me the opportunity to open a business. I understand what it means to be a new business owner here, and I hope to be able to attract new business. My platform is, as I've been talking to people, I don't have a platform myself. My platform to me is what you tell me you want me to bring to council. I can't promise anything at this point apart from listening to you and respecting your ideas and your concerns, and to give each person due diligence with their concerns. I think by looking at the literature that's going around, I don't think that all 14 of us are too far off on the issues. I think the issues of this town are the issues of this town. The hospital, of course, is an issue. The downtown core is an issue. Transportation is an issue. I think a lot of us share all those issues. I'm an advocate by profession. I'm also an advocate by nature. My family would tell you that. And I think that I possess the skills that this town could use in order to bring forth your concerns and your questions. And I think that I have the skills to get this job done. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Gordon Brazzo. I was born in Almont, raised in Carleton Place. I first decided to run in July 10th, 2014. Currently unemployed, I'm looking to focus my economic development on the town of Carleton Place and bring new business and jobs to town. I found that the work in the area is short-term employment with no benefits. Another issue is health care in the area for seniors, and the community needs to establish a better hospital atmosphere because people are going into Ottawa instead of using our hospital. In my background, I feel comfortable in running for council because my team play, honesty, reliability, and trustworthy person. I've been known in sports and a club member of the Royal Canadian Legion. My main sport was bowling, darts, cards for the Legion, and the bowling center. I would like your support in this election for council. Thank you.
Who is Doug Black? It's a question I hear around town. Well, I'm not new to Carleton Place, and I'm not new to council. I first served on council from 1980 to 1985. I had the pleasure of being returned last term for this term from 2010 to 2014. I want to better our community, but also to live within our means. I want Carleton Place to be the best it can be, and at the same time get the best value for our investment. To help me, these are some of my major priorities. Economic growth through collaboration. I want to establish a 4-year strategic work plan that fosters further collaboration with all the economic partners. We have made great progress in commercial and residential growth, but we need to reduce the tax burden on residents by growing our industrial tax base. To achieve a greater balance, we must remain investment ready in all our existing and new employment lands. On senior citizen housing, in this term, I spearheaded the partnership with the Mill Support Group to work with our senior citizen housing initiative. We need to continue to bring the Mill Support Group and the provincial decision makers together to support our much needed senior citizen housing requirements. I cannot overstate the importance of building relationships to achieve these successes. I have fought for Carleton Place environment and will continue to do so. Our new official plan, we now have natural environment designation, and our tree canopy is now part of the town's infrastructure. All good things. I was the lead on introducing the storm scepter infrastructure to staff by establishing a 10-year plan to treat all municipal storm runoff and discharge prior to entering the beautiful Mississippi River. I only have 2 minutes to say what I've had, and so to that end, I'd like to offer an invitation to anyone to join me next Thursday at the library from 5 to 8, and I'll be there to answer any further questions you may have, as I mentioned. Thank you.
Do I press anything? Hello, my name is Claudia Wutherick. I've lived here for 15 years, and for 14 of them have volunteered on various organizations in our town. Currently, I serve as co-chair for the Carleton Place Environmental Advisory Committee. Of the 15 years, 8 of those years I've worked here in Carleton Place, so I know how hard it is to find well-paying, long-term jobs. That's why achieving the right balance between residential and business development is vital. Currently, approximately 80% taxation revenue is paid for by the residential taxpayer, when the ratio should be closer to a 70% residential and 30% business. How do we achieve the right balance? By developing a long-term strategic plan that supports the businesses that are already here, by attracting new, small and mid-sized commercial and light industrial businesses, and by seeking out and taking advantages of grants and initiatives already in place by the federal and provincial government. Also, there's gold in them there hills of recycling, literally and figuratively. We need to look at waste as a resource. These materials have a tremendous value and the potential to generate new investment, new jobs, and a cleaner environment. According to the waste reduction strategy prepared by the Government of Ontario in June 2013, 7 jobs are created for every 1,000 tons of waste recycled. Recycling creates 10 times more jobs than disposal. There are also grants for the federal and provincial level governments for businesses of various sizes who wish to specialize in green technology. That is why I say vote for Claudia Wutherick. Not only will we be green, we will be green economically as well. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Francois Martel. If you're sitting here at the candidates debate tonight, it means that you want answers. You're here on your own time because you care about this town and you want to make sure that I care about it as much as you do. You want to make sure I'll bring real solutions to the office and not just bandages. Well, I'm not going to waste your time to waste any of your time. My main focus here is the future. Children are our future. We need to make decisions now for our future. I have 3 young boys and they deserve to have a council that will prepare the town to be the best town they can live in when they grow up. I'm for safety. I want to see our town care more about safety issues and ensure that all our citizens are protected. I'm for accountability. We need to let our elected officials know that the decisions they make, they need to be able to remember them and to explain them in full. Let's cut the red tape. Let's facilitate opening and maintaining a business here in town. Let's promote more building. Bonjour, je suis François Martel. Si vous êtes ici à ce débat des candidats de ce soir, c'est que vous voulez des réponses. Vous êtes ici pour votre propre temps, car vous vous souciez de la ville et que vous voulez vous assurer que je m'en soucie autant que vous le faites. Vous voulez vous assurer que je vais apporter des solutions réelles au pouvoir et non seulement des bandages. Je ne veux pas gaspiller votre temps. Mon principal objectif aujourd'hui, c'est notre futur. Nos enfants sont notre avenir et nous devons prendre des décisions maintenant pour l'avenir. J'ai 3 jeunes garçons et ils méritent d'avoir un conseil qui va préparer ce village pour être le meilleur village où ils peuvent vivre quand ils vont grandir. Je suis pour la sécurité, je suis pour la responsabilité des comptes et pour réduire les formalités administratives. Also vote Craig Rogers for trustee. Thank you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Like the other candidates, I've got 2 minutes to address you, so I'll come to the point. To date, I've identified over 20 different issues, and 3 examples are: over $500,000 of your money has been spent in the last 4 years trying to attract new employers to the town and encourage those already here to expand with negligible results. It's obvious past thinking doesn't work. This has to change, and I will do everything I can, working with other councillors to fix this. Currently, there are close to 21 different council and subcommittees. This unwieldy system needs to be examined and made more efficient. We have a master plan in place for water and sewer. We must have a similar plan for council and all departments to better serve you, improve efficiencies where possible, thereby reducing costs and taxes. And no, we don't need any consultants to do this. Critical town facilities like the arena must be improved and taken advantage of if we want to increase tourism. These are only 3 of the many things that I'll be working on on your behalf. 2 things are for sure. The sun will come up tomorrow and you'll be choosing a new council on October the 27th. No one in this room can be sure of what specific challenges this community will face in the future. The only thing that you need to be sure of is that you have elected representatives you feel are the best qualified to handle those challenges and who will ensure that the millions of taxpayers' hard-earned money is wisely spent. The selection of your council is as important as the decisions that will be made at the council table. 7 people will have a direct impact on you, your family, and this community for the next 4 years and beyond. Please choose wisely. Through my literature, website, and discussions, I provide a snapshot of who I am, what I stand for, and what I will do on your behalf. Please review it and do not hesitate to talk to me later this evening, pop me a note, or give me a call to clarify where you stand. Thank you, and please vote to set on October 27th.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Redmond. I ran for council in 2010, and in the words of Maxwell Smart, I missed it by that much. With your support this time, I'd like to change that in 2014. For those of you who don't know me, I'll just take a second. I live and work in Carleton Place. So did my parents, and so did my grandparents. So did my children, and so did my grandchildren. My family not only has a long past in Carleton Place, but we also have a long future. And future is the reason why I want to run for council. The key to moving our town forward is economic development. As council, we must be proactive in attracting, obtaining development. We must find ways of retaining what we have. We must find ways to turn the no's into yeses. We must find ways to create partnerships to get things done. This not only will expand our tax base, but it will also create employment. Our citizens are close to being maxed out on taxes. We as council must find ways either to cut costs or increase our income. As we expand our housing stock, as council, we need to ensure that affordable housing is in place for those plans, for seniors and younger residents as well. A combination of apartments, townhouses, duplex, and affordable singles. Recently, there was an announcement for the proposed senior housing on the old Carleton property. We as council have to ensure that that moves forward and that we get ready to move it through the different phases. These were a few of the challenges ahead of us. I do believe my skill set will help to achieve some of those problems. Remember, on the 27th, vote for Sean Redmond.
Good evening. My name is Ross Trumbull, and I am seeking a position as your councillor on town council. First, I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this meeting, and secondly, congratulate all candidates for letting their names stand for public office. I have lived in Carleton Place for over 55 years, and I reside at 295 Napoleon Street. Employment history. I retired in 2005 from a career in municipal government that spanned almost 4 decades, and completed my municipal career as the Chief Administrative Officer Clerk for the Township of Lanark Highlands. Financial management. The experience I've gained as a municipal treasurer will be a major asset in working with council to make the tough financial decisions that our municipality will face over the next 4 years. Cost-effective spending is a critical issue. Teamwork. As your council, I will work with council and staff as a cohesive team to ensure issues are thoroughly discussed in order to make an informed decision. Key issues, going to the people. It is important to reach out to the community and its different perspective. Thus, my goal to have more public input into decision-making projects by hosting public meetings, workshops, and open houses. Why? To reach out to those residents who traditionally do not attend municipal meetings. Transparency and open government. Transparency promotes accountability and provides information to the citizens. And involvement enhances council effectiveness, and the citizens will benefit from this transparency. Succession plan. I will work with council to develop and implement a successful plan for the replacement of key town managers who will be retiring through attrition over the next 4 years. Property taxes must be kept at an acceptable level for residents to allow.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Tennant. I grew up here. My family had a small farm in Beckwith, and I went to school here. My wife Natasha and I met in Carleton Place High School. We bought a house here, and we have a 3-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl. Natasha's coaches skating here at the arena, and I own a small masonry company called Castle Masonry. I decided to run for council just after the 2010 election when I noticed a lack of young, working family people who decided to put their name forward. I feel that our council needs to have the perspective of a person who has a regular day job and has a young family to fully represent our community. Our town has traditionally been a place where people come to buy their first home and raise a family. Decisions made for our town in the next 4 years are going to affect these families as much, or maybe even more, than any other demographic group in Carleton Place. As a platform, I have targeted several ideas that I believe will help Carleton Place move forward as the best possible place for those who live here and for those who would like to live here. Primarily, I believe that the town should create an in-depth marketing campaign aimed at increasing demand for people who are looking to buy, rent, or open a business. I believe that by implementing this type of campaign, the town is taking a visible, active role in creating an environment for success here. Second, I want to ensure that the great staff that maintain our parks and recreation facilities have everything they need to continue to provide a high standard. I would also like to set some goals for upgrading and expanding some of these facilities as our community grows. Third, I would like to provide cost-neutral incentive to investors and developers who would restore and create new apartments and condos in some of our older buildings in the downtown core. I believe that this is a proactive way that the town can create some low-cost living spaces within walking distance of our downtown commercial district. And fourth, I would like to record our council meetings in video to be made available to the town website. And lastly, I support a hospital renovation. We need to provide a clear plan to the province based on a recommendation from hospital staff and how we expect our town to grow. Thank you.